Hi everyone, how are you doing today? It's Saturday, November 9th, I think, maybe 10th, I'm not exactly sure. It's a Saturday in November of 2019. I hope you are all well. I'm doing well again, finally. It's been about 2 weeks since I filmed, and it's because last week I didn't get a chance to film because I had a massive migraine. So bad that I was in bed for 24 hours. I'm not saying that to get sympathy. I'm just letting you all know why I wasn't here last week. So I am back. I was hoping to film on Tuesday. But unfortunately, I just wasn't feeling up to it after I got home from work. So I'm now here on Saturday. I was planning on filming last Saturday but unfortunately I was in bed all day. Sunday I couldn't film because I had to drive to State College, Pennsylvania, which is about 4 hours away, 3.5, 4 hours depending upon travel. And before I had to drive to State College, I had to drive to Maryland to pick up my boss, who then rode along with me to State College, because on Monday I attended a education career fair at Penn State. So that was exciting and a lot of fun and a different experience for my job. So that was a lot of fun, and therefore I couldn't film. So a lot of things have happened in the last 2 weeks, and so I have I wouldn't say a lot of progress to show you. I have some progress to show you, but just wanted to give you an update on where I've been and what I've been doing. As you can see, I did have some progress here in the house. Like I said in the last video, I was planning on getting the deer mounts that I inherited from my dad up on the wall. So I know, dead deer hanging on the wall is not everyone's cup of tea. And so while this may deter some people from enjoying the video, I hope not. This is something that, while I do not enjoy killing animals, this is something that these deer have been hanging on the wall in my life, all of my life, because these deer are older than me. So I just wanted to honor them and honor my dad by continuing to have them in the family. And so I wanted to display them in an area of my house that had some meaning, and I thought it kind of went well with Henry, because Henry was an avid farmer, or not farmer, he might have been a farmer too, but he was an avid hunter. And so I thought it kind of went well with having Henry and the deer here in the house, so together. So he is hung well with the deer. I went ahead and ordered 2 new mounts to hang the deer on so that they are matching. You can see that they have matching mounts. This deer is a little bit larger, so he fits a little bit more snugly on the mount than this one, but I wanted to get the same size so that whenever they are hung together, one doesn't look overbearing or larger than the other one in the wood comparative to the other. So that is why they're here together on the wall. And so they will continue to be on my wall in the house as long as I live. So there we go. So that is the deer on the wall. So also, I just wanted to mention, it is now getting to be Christmas cactus season, at least in my neck of the woods. So this is one of my Christmas cactuses I picked up last year when I visited my brother at Thanksgiving. So it might be a Thanksgiving cactus. I'm not 100% sure. It was blooming at Thanksgiving last year. It looks like it's going to be blooming at Thanksgiving this year. And I know there is slight variations in the styles because of the leaf pattern, but I call all of mine Christmas cactuses, so I just call them Christmas cactuses. So if you know the variation differences and you want to call me out on it, feel free to, but I'm going to continue calling it a Christmas cactus. So this is the white one that I have. I have a red one at work that I posted on Instagram yesterday. That is now in full bloom. Actually, I have one bloom on it that is in full bloom, and the rest are just about to bloom. And that is the first one that I have blooming this year. All of my other Christmas cactuses have blooms on them now. My largest one is just starting to bud, so I'm really excited about that. And as many people have been questioning on Instagram, my yellow one that I ordered back in May does have blooms on it. So I am super excited to see how that one turns out. And because I've never seen a yellow cactus, a yellow Christmas cactus in bloom. So that's gonna be really exciting. And because the way it shipped, that there were a couple broken pieces off of it that I have been able to propagate. So I have 3 yellow Christmas cactuses now, that 2 of them, the main one and one of the small ones, have some buds on it. The other one does not yet, but is growing really well. So I'm really excited about that. Maybe in a future video, I will take a tour of all of my plants which are growing, meaning that I'm multiplying. I'm getting a lot more because I can't stop buying plants, but I don't have a garden, so I have to have something to enjoy. But maybe in a future video I will show off my plants. But I'm really excited. I wanted to showcase my yellow flower. Hopefully in another video or 2 we will have some full blooms in progress. And I know that's an exciting thing and people are excited about that. So there we go. Christmas cactuses are coming soon, so that is really exciting. I know many people can't wait for that. So the sign of the holidays. Let's get on to the progress, which I know you are all here for. By the way, if you are new to my channel, thank you for coming. Welcome. I am Gerald. Many people call me Ginger Gerald Stitcher, or GGS, as some people like to abbreviate it. You can find me on Instagram at Ginger Gerald Stitcher, periods between all 3 names. You can find me on email, ginger.gerald.stitcher@gmail.com. Everything is going to be linked below, so you can find me on all those places. Feel free to direct message me or private message me or whatever it's called now. I always love getting messages and comments and likes, and if you want to continue getting content updates, feel free to subscribe. I love all of my new subscribers. So this is a crafting channel, so I do more than just cross stitch, even though it started out as a cross stitch channel. As you can see, this is one of my cross stitch pieces, but I do other hobbies. So we're going to start with my knitting because that is the most progress I've had so far. So since the last episode, I had finished the socks that I did for my mom. I showed that on my last video. And I have now recently cast on a new pair of socks. And these ones are going to be for me. I needed a pair of socks to take with me. I needed a cast on pair, something small to take with me when I went to State College for the job fair, the career fair. So I decided, this is the yarn that I purchased when I was in Canada for the stitching retreat that I went to with Caroline off the Grid Needle Arts when I was there. And this is a Lion brand yarn that I did not see here anywhere in the US. So I bought this at Michael's up in Canada. I'm going to sneeze, excuse me. Maybe not, because I called it out. Okay, so this is a Sock Ease Lion brand yarn. This is a 75, there it is. This is a 75% wool, 25% nylon. So it is, there's no acrylic, so it is a typical sock yarn, classic sock yarn. So it's 75% wool, 25% nylon. It feels softer on the ball than it does as you're knitting it up. I like a little bit of a woolier sock than a softer sock for me personally, so I'm kind of excited about that. I think I enjoy that on my feet. I don't know, but I love the colors in this. It's right up my aesthetic. So it's primarily gray, but it has yellow, orange, a teensy bit of white, green, and brown in it. So I bought 2 balls of this when I was in Canada. This ball has, oh, the color is called Toffee. It's called Toffee. In French, it's called caramel anglais. I hope I pronounced that right. Okay, so this has, it's 100 grams and it's 438 yards or 400 meters. Okay, so I bought 2 balls of this and this is how much I have knitted so far. So I did a 20 round cuff of 2x2 rib and I am now working down the leg. So there we go with that. What I'm trying to do with my knitting is that I'm trying to knit 10 rows a day. Yesterday I didn't do any crafting at all, so today, this morning when I woke up, I went ahead and did 20 rounds just to try to get my 10 from yesterday and 10 today. So that is my goal, is every day I do 10 rounds of knitting. So at least on my socks. Because I'm doing this on a 0, because I like my socks on a 0, so it takes a lot more knitting to get the socks for the size of feet I have. So it's going to take a lot of time to do a full set of socks. So this is the first sock I have. So far you can see there's the tiny bit of white that's in it. There's primarily yellow and orange, and you get a nice striping pattern on that. I am going to do the afterthought heel on this, and I think I'm just going to do a full sock all in this color. I'm not going to do a contrasting in any with this color for this pair of socks. So there you go. First sock done. First sock done. First sock on its way. I'm about halfway with the length of the leg that I want. So I still need to go about 70 more rounds to get the length of the sock that I want to get for the leg. And then I'll put in the row that I need for to come back to for the afterthought heel. And then it's about 100 rounds for the foot. So there you go. Lots of knitting for socks, but that'll keep me busy. So that is the socks that I did. I also, excitingly, let me go ahead and put that away for now because I gotta stay organized here. I pulled out the sweater that I've been working on, and it's been a while since I talked about my sweater. So I'm knitting from the Rowan Vintage Knits. Did I say knitting or stitching? I'm knitting from the Rowan Vintage Knits book. And I am knitting the Gerald. That is the sweater that I'm knitting. It will look similar to that, I hope, when I'm done. I have the entire back done. I have all of the shoulder patches and elbow patches done. And I'm currently working on, I have both of the front panels done, except for now I'm working on the button bands. So this is, I'm knitting in Holst Garn. And the color is Marlin. This is super soft Marlin. I'm stitching this 2 strands, knitting this 2 strands. So two strands held together. And so all I've done this week is that I pulled out the right front. I believe it's the right front. So there is the right front panel. So it'll go something like this. And I went ahead and knit up the button band for the right panel. So it'll look something like this when it's done. I have to mattress stitch this to the front here, and there you go. So I still have to do the left side. That's going to be a little bit more time consuming. I've never done button bands before because I've only ever done pull over sweaters. So I will have to measure where the buttons will go, and then I'll have to be able to put in the holes for where the buttons go. So that is my knitting progress. I'm hoping to have my plan is for the knitting to get the buttonhole band knit up in the next day or two. Probably tomorrow I'm hoping to do it. I'll have some free time on Sunday tomorrow. So I'm hoping to get that done tomorrow and have that, and then do the mattress stitch of those two together. And then all I have left to do is the sleeves, the neck, because it's like a raised neck, or like a puffed up neck, and then seam it all together. I have to find buttons. I'm going on a trip in the next week or so, so I'm hoping maybe I can find some neat, unique buttons when I'm out on that trip. And hopefully in the next 2 weeks, maybe by Thanksgiving, I will have a new sweater all ready to be worn. And then I can start in on my next new sweater, which I'm super excited about. Stitching. I have some progress in stitching, and I have some progress that I'm really, really happy about. So since we last talked, I had finished the Jacobean bell pull. So in the last video, I believe, was the finish of the Jacobean bell pull. So I had mentioned that I was going to pull out my frosted pumpkin passport sow that I had not stitched on in a very long time, and I was going to finish that top right hand country, which I believe is Russia. And I did. So there we go. So that is the frosted pumpkin passport sow, and I went ahead and finished this country up here in the top corner. So now the entire top row is done, the middle section is done, and I can now start working on the bottom portion. And I believe I'm just going to go down here and start from the right and work over to the left, since it's already in the Q-snap, and it should be easy to go ahead and do it right there. I should have enough room to go ahead and move on to that. So this might come up again in the next couple weeks. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I would like to get another country or two done before the end of the year. It took me maybe 2 days to do that country. Not too bad. This is on a I believe this is a 32 count. Picture This Plus, and I believe it's called Dawn. But it could be, it's either Dawn or Dusk, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's one of the D words that has to do with the sun coming up or going down. Dawn or dusk. And I'm 99% sure it's a 32 count linen. I know it's not 28 count, so it must be 32 count linen. So that is progress number 1. Maybe even if you want to call it a mini finish. And finally, with my stitching, since I did that and I had that mini finish, that goal completed, I went ahead and pulled out my Autumn Forest Quaker. I had bought this when I was in Minnesota a year ago in October. This is by Stickadien van der Veenberg. I had been working on, I started this back in June when I was in Canada for the stitching retreat up there with Caroline. And if you are new to my channel, I had finished, since then I have finished the left-hand side of the pattern. I don't have this out of the Q-snap, so this is still in the Q-snap because I'm actively working on this. But I have a page finish on this piece. page finish and some. So there we go. So since we last chatted, I started up here and I worked on these two Quaker motifs. I have stitched these motifs, the deer, which took absolutely forever. This leaf, this leaf, this leaf, the V, and the T. So this leaf and up there has all been stitched. And as you can see here, the H, where is that? There we go. The H is stitched in a different color. I'm stitching my initials, which is not, you're having a little bit of a hard time to see that just because of the lighting. My initials I'm stitching in a different color than the rest of the letters, just so that my initials stand out. It's the same color as this color of the leaf. Because my favorite color is yellow, so why wouldn't I do yellow? So there we go. So I have a page and a quarter left to stitch here, and I will be completely done on the top row, and then the same on the bottom, and I will be done. So there we go. Now, my plans. Like I said, Passport might come back out. We'll see how we do with Autumn Quaker, since it is still technically autumn and we're still in the Thanksgiving season. I'm going to continue working on this. I would love to see if I could have a finish here. My guess is I'm probably going to be monogamous and work on this until it's finished. Or switch between this and Pumpkin Passport style until I have a finish. So we'll see. I don't know. But at this stage in the game, as I'm recording, that's how I'm feeling. So that is what I think I am going to do. Because I don't think it will take me a whole lot longer to finish this piece. And I'd love to have another large finish by the end of the year. And I really think I could have this done by, I'm not going to say, but I really think I could have this done much sooner than the end of the year. So, there we go. That is my plans for stitching. So I'm going to work on that as well as Pumpkin Passport. And we'll go with that. Now, I have not had any purchases, stitching or crafting related. But I did get something in the mail. Occasionally I have been getting these patterns from the I forget where they're coming from. It just completely left me. But occasionally I'm getting these patterns, and I just got one of these from them yesterday, and so I wanted to feature it because it's kind of cute, and it's about the season. It's called Bringing Home the Tree. So I know it's a little early for Christmas, but if you're interested in Christmas stitching, you might be interested in this. So I'm going to feature it today. It's called Bringing Home the Tree, and it could be yours. So first off, I just want to say you can purchase this. It retails for $9.98, and you can buy it from itssoemma.com, which I believe is, yes, It's So Emma is the designer of this. It's So Emma Stitchery and Lori Holt of Bee in My Bonnet. So, if you are interested, this is going to be a giveaway for today's episode. If you are interested in this design, between now and the next time I film, which will hopefully be next week, It might be a little bit longer than a week. It might be a week and a couple days, so you have a little bit of extra time. If you are interested in this design, I want to know, in your house, if you celebrate Christmas, do you have a real tree or a fake tree? And if you don't celebrate Christmas because of some reason, what holiday do you celebrate and how do you celebrate that? Like, what is the main focus of that holiday, or what is the main decoration you use for your holiday festivities? Is it a menorah or something else? Let me know in your comment below to be entered in the giveaway. I will do a random number generator or a random comment picker, probably a random comment picker, and I will do that before the episode, and then I will just announce the name of the winner on the next episode. So if you're interested in this pattern, it will be sent out to you after the next episode. You only have one episode left, so you have a little over a week to enter by entering what is your favorite, or do you have a real tree or a fake tree or an artificial? It doesn't matter how you put it, it doesn't matter. Let me know, I'm curious. I have an artificial tree. I've never had a real tree in my house. I have an artificial because I love to decorate early and keep it up a long time after Christmas. I like to enjoy my Christmas decorations because I don't get that's the only holiday I decorate for. I don't have a large storage space in my home, so I don't get to decorate for other holidays because I don't have the space to store it. And Christmas is the most enjoyable to decorate for anyways. So, real tree, fake tree, or if you don't celebrate Christmas because of some reason, it doesn't matter. If you do celebrate a holiday, doesn't matter what holiday it is, what decoration or feature do you put in your home to symbolize that holiday? I hope you enjoy this pattern if you're interested, and one of you lucky people will get this pattern. So, thank you again for coming to my channel. I hope you enjoy your week of stitching or knitting or any kind of crafting that you celebrate or do. And if you have a Christmas cactus, I hope yours looks as wonderful as mine does, or will look as wonderful as mine does. And until we see each other again, as always, don't forget to always be creative. See you guys soon.